and I think they will be too slow. And this is the power of being on the play with good curve. And still over. Well, outplayed. Bro, that's not how you block Death Touchers. Monored just learning basics of the game as always. Sure. Which is super nice. Let's go for the mouse maybe. No. No, no. We want our cards. We don't need filthy mono-red cards because they are too weak for us. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we are going with one of the most degenerate decks of Standard, because today we'll be poisoning our opponents in so many ways. With Fynn the Fangbearer, of course, every Death Toucher gets basically toxic too, but wait, if you combine with Skulldweller that is toxic 1, it actually deals 3 poison per attack, so this 1-drop is absolutely deadly. On top of this, we play so many legendaries that Vraska Joins Up can actually give Death Touch to anything that didn't have Death Touch, and draw you cards whenever a legendary creature hits their face. For example, the Tinybones, or Fynn, or Glissa, or Geeks. You have plenty of those. And of course, we have protection spells with Tyvar Stunted Royal Treatment, on top of Rotpriest that every time when you protect your creature, you also get triggers. When your opponent tries to remove your creatures, you get triggers. You draw cards with those, you have good stuff. And with Mirrex, it's very easy to close the game. So this deck goes hard. What more to say? Let's go into gameplay. That's what you want, and this is what you get. So have fun and enjoy. The Tinybones alone is not super important. It's actually pretty good on the defense as well. Okay, this is nice. This is nice. So we can go this and this. We have 2 Death Touchers and non-good target for mono-red, right? Because those creatures are not super scared, they are just annoying and they need to be answered. A first strike. I mean, why not? Of course, of course. Just making sure mono-red gets punished by nothing. Makes sense, makes sense. So, we have some ways to go around it. I will go with Fynn because I want to go Glissa on the next turn. Now we can attack and force them to react to our stuff, because this is already 4 poison. Let's see if our opponent even knows what those cards do. Not sure, not sure. No permanents, unfortunately, so we have to roll with it. So we are basically right now trying to raise them. But we are racing on poison, and we literally win on the next turn just with poison. So now they are like, whoa, a moment, and they need to actually start, you know, trying to defend. The big problem is, single monstrous rage gets it to 6. I cannot block, so let's see if they got good enough cards to win the game. I also cannot block because they can pump it, so they can kill a Fynn even with the pump from Royal Treatment. Alright, so they are trying to block with 1 creature. That might make things a little bit easier. Alright, do I go for this? Alright, they're going wide, so they might be trying to block. This will be very rough. This might be very rough. I won't have mana for it probably. Unless I draw untap land. Unless we draw untap land. I don't think we have time for this. So if we attack with everything, they block with this, and retaliate with this, and then we have Glissa, I guess. But she won't have enough stats. I will still go with this. It's not amazing, but it's something. A little bit punished, it's fine. It's fine. So, they need to block 1, right? And then they don't die. They don't die then. This deals 3 toxic basically. Alright, let's full swing and see if they block right, and then we play Glissa for defense against the hero. I think that's the plan. If I had 1 mana more, I could Vraska Joins Up and prepare for the next turn, but I think there won't be next turn, honestly. Okay, alright. So the double striker is not happening. That's really good. And that's actually incredibly good, because the only problem with blocking this hero was the double strike. And they had to try, man, with 4 smaller red to care about opponent's gameplay. It's that's peak content. All right, let's see the swing. Nothing. Good. I mean, we definitely play this. I think we go for Vraska, right? They can ignore the attacks, that's a little bit of a problem. They will attack with Nemesis on the next turn, so we need to be careful. If we attack like this, yeah, I think we go like this. We could also try to use this as a blocker because it doesn't die to Nemesis, and it also doesn't deal enough damage so Nemesis can kill anything. Bro, that's not how you block Death Touchers. Monored, just learning basics of the game as always. Sure. Cool. Cool. So now we have Glissa against the ward, basically. And they're not attacking. I think they should. I honestly think they should. This is even better because Death Touch doesn't deal basically any damage for Reflection from Nemesis. But at the same time, let's wait, right? Because they cannot go through. But at the same time, it still trades against the creature. So I could attack, but then they would block and probably kill Glissa. So I want to make those Mirrex tokens first. I also can go with Fynn, which is super nice here. They can deal, what, 1 damage only. If they ignore it, we draw cards and we get to 7 poison. That's not what they want to do, and it might fix our draw a little bit. Alright. Alright, we're drawing here. That's nice, that's really nice. We made progress on the poison, and we also draw a card. Man, no luck. Oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. Alright, alright. I think with this draw we are actually winning. This can also hit everything, but it also could hit everything before end. Here it is, here it is. No kicker, huh? Alright. Down to 4. And before they try to draw anything. Let's go. They only have 1 card. I don't think there's anything that they can do about it. And we can also go Cottage on the next turn and try to live gain, because Nemesis never hit us. Hired Crow is fine. Now we can start forcing blocks, because we have enough poison to force Tivar. Yeah, I think this is the play. We of course make this, which makes it even easier. And this is nice. Alright, I cannot activate the Cottage and live gain, so what we have to do is just full swing, and I think that should be enough. And this is how you disassemble Mono-Red. Oh, do they feel they need to? Oh, this feels so bad. They were 1 mana from killing us, and they still need to block, so they will survive, but there's nothing they can do outside of this. Yeah, you don't have good trade. It's Glissa, because she deals more damage. So, alright. Our opponent is still learning magic, it's fine. Let's what? Actually, let's remove the counters from this one. Simply because I don't want to draw the card. I mean, I want, but I don't want to pay for it, you know? And we go with the Skulldweller. And I think with this they cannot kill us, because we have a blocker, and we actually have even a 4/4, so even with like trample that they don't have, it wouldn't be enough. And that's a scoop. Alright guys, we are going second, which, man, that's a lot of on the draw, you know? Like, it feels like we are always on the draw. But it's okay, it's great. As we all know, being on the draw is not a disadvantage. It just doesn't decide like 30% of the win rate. So, do they have interaction? Do they have interaction? I think we go with the Rotpriest, simply because I want it in the board super hard, and I want to basically set up the Death Touchers before this hits. Let's go with double Death Touchers. We can go Fynn on the next turn with Restless Cottage, and then try to protect whatever happens, but it will be hard. Our opponent has literally the god draw of this deck, and can we beat the god draw on the draw? Probably not. Probably not. Alright, it is at least a little bit, mana inefficient. That's the upside. Alright, they actually wanted to hit a land here, so this is a little bit of whiff, but of course Talent is extremely good card. One of the main ones, honestly. I really want to use this. Let's go, let's go. This forces some plays. They will block the Tinybones probably. That's my guess. If they go for... Oh, that's good. This makes some sense because it has Toxic on top of, you know, the normal Death Touch Toxic. But it also gives us the Tinybones for future. We cannot use it now, we decline respectfully, but later we can try to get it. It's not as perfect for us because we actually don't use the you know, the bounce effect. Fynn. This is a hard choice. This is a very hard choice. With this we can potentially get a card. But Fynn is just better overall. I think we sacrifice this. I bet they have another, but you know, we need to pretend. Oh my god, they have only one. Alright, that's good, that's good. And they are not trying to attack, which is interesting. I think we'll really go for Vraska, and we try to protect Fynn like there is no tomorrow. Because there kinda isn't. Fynn needs to carry this whole game right now. And we need to protect it. I really hope they won't have the blade. Perfect. That means we go Royal Treatment. And we still have the Tyvar stunt, right? Because this one is permanent, so it's more mana efficient basically. We got a free trade on the whole board. As long as they don't bounce this crazy thing or we get another creature, we can make it. We can make it, and we can start doing cards with Fynn. Like every single card matters a ton here. Like we are basically supplied one card every turn and nothing else. So if we draw second, it's basically an extra turn in a way. Alright, please don't do it. Don't do it. Alright, Reef, it will be a problem at some point. Alright. I think we are going with the Rotpriest. It also protects us from the blade. And now if they go for something, counter. I mean, why would you not play a random thing in your deck? Alright, let's draw our card. This is so important. I need to hit a creature. We also get the poison to 4, which is nice. And of course, the play is a land. Oh, you love to draw lands in this kind of situation when one card decides everything. Alright, what is the card? Get out. What do you do exactly? Turn up 1 or 2 target creatures and enchantments. Extremely strong card. Alright. They got the mana to play it. You own, so they cannot bounce ours. Very important. We need to draw a creature in those the 2 next cards. This is incredibly good. Now they are forced to counter again, which denies them the value from bounce. So they did not want to go for it, but they have to. Thanks to this extra card. Normally, if we didn't draw cards from Vraska Joins Up, we would draw a land on this turn and we would probably lose. Up to 6 with protection. Alright, we have the next turn set up, but we cannot play Geeks on this one, which pains my heart. If that was a 1-drop, I think we're this close to winning. Exactly because of this. Exactly because of this. Oh man, not amazing. They actually top deck the winning card. Alright, we'll just go with Geeks again, but it's obviously extremely painful. Fynn was the main thing, you know. Let's go with this. They don't have cards. And you know that they want to go with those Reefs. It will be somewhat hard to go through it, especially that the Reef has Death Touch. So even if we pump it, well, I guess the Indestructible will do it. Oh man, I wish they didn't draw it. That would already have been the game. Like, if they didn't have this on the last turn, we would have 3 creatures, and now this doesn't work anymore. Alright, I see how it is. Ability, -3. We actually cannot... Man, this guy draws exactly in a way that prevents any counterplay. Oh my god, so good at the game. So good at the game. And did they see Royal Treatment? They did. So now they might feel like not attacking, because this actually needs mana to pump. A Royal Treatment doesn't. It pumps for 1 mana. Alright, and with this we can do some good magic. They cannot go for the Reef, so let's go. I think they will lose Sanctuary. They might level 3 on the next turn, which is something we need to consider. And we'll probably go with Mirrex. They have to block this because of Vraska Joins Up. And we have to pump it, because that's how we do it. Very scary situation. And we keep the mana for Mirrex. So we go +1. We actually could just go for 0, but there's no difference really. I guess the cottage is a difference, so maybe that was, yeah, that was a bit of a mistake. I could play it a little bit better, but it's okay. Alright, and let's see if they play the card from the top or they go for level 3. I don't think they will attack with Reef. Oh my god. Oh my... What a draw!
You ready, Pom Pom?
Wow, alright, this is impressive. Sure, they scooped, man, why? Oh man. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Alright, we are going first, we go with probably the Skulldweller, right? Because there are no permanents and we don't have Vraska Joins Up, so this one deals a little bit more, you know, poison, damage. Not really damage, but poison. And let's see the play. This is perfect because, yep, this is the type of card they wanted. Now we go with the Marsh and we can start with Fynn. This is super good for us. So what happens here? The fact that we are on the play is incredibly important because right now our opponent will want to have interaction, but that will break their turn, so they need to set it up, and there are 2 turns behind, and now we untap with Tyvar stand. Moment they want and, you know, will try to interact with us. And that's probably game, because we will negate one of their plays, and I think they will be too slow. And this is the power of being on the play with good curve. Like, the game is practically over. This guy played up the beanstalk. They had actually the, like, full curve, 1 drop, 2 drop, and they will absolutely use 3 mana, and the game is still over. Well, outplayed. Alright, our opponent is going first. But we have a nice curve, we have a lot of interaction and protection spells, and we are against the one true deck of magic, the Swift Spear with random splash. Alright, that's it. Alright. The problem is with this deck, you can never block any of the creatures. I told you, it's just Swift Spear with a random color added on top of it, to pretend it's a different deck. Full swing, never think, never lose. Alright, so what can we do here? This is kinda important turn. We can get rid of Challenger and then go with Glissa. I really like this play, honestly. But is that the best one? We have double Fynn. The problem is, so if they go green, that means they have protection spells. That's the only reason they splash the color. So I think we go like this. It's not easy. Like, being on the draw against this deck is never good. Like, you always are behind. That's why this deck has all the top 5 spots in win rate right now. And by this deck I mean mono red with random color added to it. So, you know, as long as it's red, it's winning. They want to hit a land. They missed. They actually missed. That's huge. Because they didn't play a land for this turn. So they sacrificed Mouse to try to hit this land and they fully failed. So that's extremely big deal. Alright guys, we can go Fynn into Tinybones. I think this is good enough because I don't want to have Glissa on first fire when they will start, you know, burning stuff. I'm the death touching guy. So now they cannot attack easily into Tinybones, and we actually have surprising amount of cards. So they really want to hit this land. But that's fine, now they hit 2 of them, and they only have 1 mana for one of the most important turns. They can cycle one of the cards, but they probably won't be able to play it. Inte is actually a bit of a trap card, because you need to discard a card and then you have a chance to get it back. So we actually are, you know, negative on this. And this is the moment when we can start steal their stuff, basically. I think we attack with both. They don't have very good blocks. Like, whatever they block, we can completely take advantage of this. And we don't even need Glissa to win, as long as we clear the board. That's fine. Freebie. If they spend a card, I also spend the card. Look at this. Look at this. It seems familiar. Hexproof. Hexproof is not indestructible. Alright, so it will be Prowess. It will be this. 5. I mean, we can just spend 0 mana on this. And by 0 I mean 1, because it's indestructible, because our spell does the same thing, but better. And your creature dies because you played the wrong spell. And now we can start stealing stuff, which is super nice. Let's go for the mouse, maybe. No. We go for... we decline. Because Glissa is simply better card. We want our cards, we don't need filthy mono-red cards, because they are too weak for us. Alright, opponent is going first, and our hand is pretty darn abysmal. Do I really need to get double geeks and one land? Okay, the game is basically over. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let's go another. Oh boy, what a draw. 4 lands is definitely way above of what you want here. But you know what? I think we can try to make it work. I'm curious if we go Glissa on turn 4 just to protect her. It might be so important, but we would love to draw 1-drop or stuff. Yep, I'll be honest, I really expected to draw something like this. It was a, you know, expected either 1 or 2 drop. Lay down arms. Let's go. Let's see how many you have. Good. I mean, even if they had another one, it's sorcerer speed, so they cannot go through it. Obviously, the draw is absolutely abysmal. Like, this is literally the last card you ever wanted to draw here. And I think we will wait with Glissa, based on how bad the draw is. We actually need to go way harder on the value than we would ever want. They actually have another one. And I think we try to only protect Glissa, because she needs to... 6 lands on 10 cards. Wow. Thank you, Shuffler. It's incredibly hard to win with aggro deck if you get only lands, because there is a breaking point of how many threats you have. If you don't reach this point, you don't do anything. So now I'm going absolutely all in on Glissa, and this is the only way. How is this even possible? Like, honestly, how is this even possible to draw so many lands? Oh my god. Can I please draw something that isn't a land? Alright, I mean, this is a card at least. This is a card. Perfectly for the Sunfall. And that's why you cannot miss your curve. And we have to play it into the board, because if we don't play it, probably our opponent wins even without the Sunfall, and Sunfall enough is, you know, good enough. So we need to risk that they maybe don't have it. Alright, is that the poison control? Alright, this is a weird deck, but I guess we can do it. Alright, thank you. Man, maybe we can survive this flute and actually play this. Alright, we have to swing. Swing all. Let's go. And we are way ahead of poison, so we can be the one that is aggressive. Alright, smites. Get lost, sure. So how much do we want to pump it? It doesn't really matter, so I think we just go with 1, honestly. We might draw something. I think this is good enough, right? It's like, I don't care super much about the damage. They can block Fynn, but in that case they are losing the duelist, so it's not good deal for them. And this is so much damage already. Alright, I'll take it. No counter, so let's draw a card. On the bright side, this is poison deck, so we can kinda, you know, go loosely about life total. And up to 5. Man, this was a turn. And of course, a land. Why would you not have a land, right? I think we have to go with this. If they play creatures, there is high chance they don't have Sunfalls. Even though it seems to be like a Sunfall deck with duelists so far. Alright. Oh my god, we won this. Alright, we're going first, and this will be a rough hand, not gonna lie. But you know what? I think we can do something with it. The matchup is super important, because we need to know if we need to expect a removal. I mean, it could be, but they might not have 2 for both Fynn and Glissa. And late game we can... 2-drop late game. We can Vraska Joins Up, but we need to set up the board and have protection spell, and then we can swing. It also doesn't require us to lose life to draw cards, which is super nice. But we'll see how it goes. Swift Spear. For 1 mana, I don't believe they can go for the Fynn. That's so huge. Alright, guys. I definitely don't need 2 of them right now. Please, don't. We have to roll with Glissa. It's not exactly what I wanted. It's not exactly what I wanted, and I cannot attack on this turn. This turn will be absolutely game deciding for our opponent. They need Lightning Strike into, you know, something. If they don't have Lightning Strike, I think we can beat them, because moment we untap, we'll win the game. We need to take it. Except, of course, they had the answer. So it's not Lightning Strike, but it's the same type of card. Oh my god. You know they have something, right? Alright. We needed to take this risk because we are too far behind. Like, we need to actually get something at least. Okay, this is a good draw though. The problem is we need to be on the defensive here, so I cannot draw cards easy. I think we have to anoint the claw and then royal treatment Fynn and then roll with it. That means we need 3 mana, that means we cannot play. We'll play those later, moment we want to attack, but right now we cannot attack even. And that's a good side about Death Touchers. They can ignore all the pump spells basically and just trade, but of course we want to protect Fynn here. Extremely good card. Oh my god, this lets them cycle. Oh my god, that's so good. That is so good. I think we go for this trigger specifically. Alright, we can kill one of the claws. So I know I could kill this, but right now they don't have... It's until end of turn. They are fully tapped. So they discarded extremely strong card. Okay, this is nice. I think we can do some stuff. And this will get wasted. So even though it feels great because they get cool ability, they actually discarded their own card. And now I think we kill this. We need to solve this board and it won't be easy. Death Touch is so good. So do we want 2 damage or 1 damage here? I think this is more problematic. No, this needs mana to grow. Alright, let's go. Let's go, and we can pump on the next turn. This prevents the most damage right now, and that's super important. And you can see, after this horrifying turn, it looks so much better for us. And now we probably go with Anoint with Affliction, but we also need Royal Treatment. They will attack first, but maybe they play Nemesis or something. Oh man, this is nerve-wracking, but I think Fynn is just holding the ground, like it can... Oh. Guys, we found a legendary Monored player that can draw Mountain in most important turn. It was so impressive that I actually forgot to kill a creature. Alright, I should definitely kill a creature beforehand. But don't you worry, it's fine. It's fine. They will double pump. So we go for blockers here. Then they will pump both of them. I mean one of them, because the other one doesn't matter. And now we can kill this. Which means that even though they got some damage on this turn, this is the last damage that they will ever do. And I think we'll see the draw, because if that's untapped land, we can Vraska into this, and that will set up our card advantage. Alright, let's go, let's go. I can feel it. I can feel the win, guys. Oh, it's legend. Yeah, I should remember. It's legendary, of course. So, let's go. Let's go. We want those sweet cards because we need to get ahead. And we can also stack the poison. What is the card? Another one. Not perfect, not perfect. But it's okay. And that means that we can start attacking with Cottage on the next turn. It's in... I mean, shuffler things, you know? Just 14 cards and 3 out of 3 from the whole deck. It's fine. And we can attack, but we can't live gain on this turn. You know what? I will go for it. Because they cannot beat this, I think. We just attack with both. And what is the card? Whatever. Let's go for this. We cannot live gain on this turn, but they cannot kill us. Even with Monstrous Rage, it will be, what, 5 damage? And we can start drawing cards, and we can start poisoning, and we can start live gaining. And we play the land. And we still have Royal Treatment, so we can protect Fynn from whatever they, they get. Alright, and we are done with toxic gameplay for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, this deck has surprising amount of synergies. All of the cards like Tinybones, Fynn, Glissa are extremely strong on their own. Even the Rotpriest and Geeks, like those cards were used in so many decks because they're just great 1, 2, and 3 drops. With Tinybones, you can steal surprising amount of stuff because you pressure your opponent so hard with this deck that they are kind of forced to block, and because everything has Death Touch, like very often there are creatures in the graveyard and you can steal, especially from mono red. If you are on the play, they are under so much pressure if you have good curve that you might start stealing cards for free, and even having like 2 extra cards with Tinybones can win the game. With Vraska, you can basically give everything Death Touch, and it's not easy to attack and deal combat damage to a player, but if you do it single time, you already get the card back and Death Touch is free, and then whenever you draw more, you basically get super ahead. It also helps with even not paying life, because sometimes I have situation when Glissa Sunslayer just hits my opponent, I'm on 4, and I really don't want to go to 3, and then drawing card with Vraska Joins Up can be a lifesaver, because you can get this 1 extra blocker, 1 extra Anoint with Affliction, and yeah, it can save you the game. Anoint with Affliction is an interesting one, because we went super low on the removal here. It, of course, is the best removal for, small creatures, but in this deck it is actually just better than Go for the Throat in the late game, so that's why you can get away with playing 4 off and no Go for the Throats at all, especially with all the Death Touch. Like, if you pressure enough, they will block with the Sharded. And yeah, honestly, oh, okay, before we go there, because there are some changes and some cards that I'm not sure if they couldn't be, replaced with something better. But before we go there, a huge thank you for our absolutely amazing patrons for supporting our content. Really thank you guys for, caring about the channel, and it goes a long way, so it really helps to make the content. And if you ever wanted to join Patreon, check it out. There are some perks, you might like it, you might be part of channel history. So, with that being said, card I did not, to be honest, like Cottage. I usually go 4 off in every Golgari deck because the card is so great, but here I went with 2 and it actually hurt me many times, so I'm not sure if that shouldn't be just a basic. One of the reasons for this is that I needed mana fixing, because the colors are very sketchy and you need them super fast in this deck. That you basically want to play 12 fast lands, but of course you cannot. We play all the pain lands, all the fast lands, all Mirrex, so that's why we went with Cottage, because I knew this is time for some tap lands, so we might as well take the one that attacks, right? But that was something that very often hurt me. I'm not sure if 2 basics wouldn't be a little bit better. And the last thing that after testing with the game, we are playing on 24 lands, but I got flooded insanely much. I don't know what's going on, so maybe we should go to 22 lands. I would test the deck on 22 and see how it goes, because you can see the curve is really low. However, I still wanted some lands because it's surprisingly higher, because you have Tyvar stand, Royal Treatment, so you actually have a 4-drop. It's Glissa or Geeks into protection spell. And with Tyvar stand, of course, you can pump a creature really high, so the more, and you have quite a lot of cardo in this deck, so you actually need some mana, but I think 22 is safe. Maybe if I still got flooded, I would go to like 21 and see how it goes. But those are the 2 changes I would make in the deck. The rest was fine, and of course the deck is very dicey because you want to be on the play, you want to have a great curve with Tinybones, Fynn and Glissa, and you want to have a protection spell, preferably with Rotpriest. So if you get this kind of setup, you have seen like players scoop in 1 minute to this kind of draw. However, if you are on the draw with wrong curve and no removal or no protection spells, the game will go very wild and you need to really fight for it. But that's the case for most of the decks, so yeah, that's the only downside I think of this strategy. It can be a bit dicey, but if you enjoy this kind of gameplay, I think it should hit the spot. So guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching as always, and see you tomorrow.